All right. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's our
It's
favorite
our
day.
favorite day.
It's
Hey,
our favorite day. It's our
hey,
favorite day. It's our
hey.
favorite day. It's
Woo,
Tuesday.
it's
Kiana,
Tuesday. Yeah.
guess what? It's Tuesday. And it's the
Yes.
Connected Corner. I'm your girl, Tori Rose, the Connector, and I have the awesome and amazing opportunity to be here with my amazing co-host, Miss.
Kiana B.
Hey,
Hey,
girl. How you doing?
hey. I am doing wonderful. It is like summertime-ish where the
Mhm.
weather is breaking, the sun is
Mhm.
shining.
Yeah.
So that alone just makes me feel good.
Makes us feel amazing. And we always feel great when we have an opportunity to get connected and reconnected to family and friends and previous guests. So we are excited tonight, guys, to talk to the amazing Stevie Johnson of La Familiar. Is it La Familiar Entertainment? Because I think it's La Familiar Enterprises. I'm going to go ahead and speak that now. Okay. So, guys, tonight we have an amazing guest, and we can't wait to just get into what he has going on. So, Kiana, I'm gonna toss this to you.
Yeah, so welcome. I was going to say welcome to the stage because I'm sure you're used to hearing that. But welcome to the Connected Corner again. Stevie Johnson. You were with us not that long ago, maybe a little over a year ago. And you were just launching the La Familia. You got a new place, and all these great things were kicking off. And so we know there's a lot that has been happening since then. People have shows on national television and stuff. So we want to hear about all the great things that are now happening. So tell us first, how have you been?
I'm doing wonderful, family. First of all, I want to thank you, Tori and Kiana. Um, we family, and I just enjoying this ride that God is taking all of us in. So yeah, we know we're dealing with uncharted territory with COVID, but I'll be honest with you, the doors that COVID closed opened up other doors that I could not I could not even have planned it. So I'm really just thankful for God for all the things that He's doing. I'm doing wonderful. Family's doing wonderful. Wife doing wonderful. Um, um, I celebrated last month 27 years of marriage.
Woo!
Woo!
27, yeah.
Yes,
So she
congratulations.
has not put me out yet, so I think I got a few more years to go. So I'm good. I'm great.
Oh, you guys are definitely goals. You know, some of us we get the 27 days and we're celebrating. So many blessings to you, and please
Thank you.
give Michelle our best. We love her. We miss hugging on you guys, but this is the
Yeah.
new virtual hug. So please
Yeah.
say congratulations to her on our
Thank
behalf.
you, love. Thank you.
Yeah, that is awesome. Like Tori said, 27 days, 27 weeks, 27 months. So 27 years, we
Yeah.
definitely,
Yeah.
commend you guys for that. And you're awesome people. So
Oh,
some
thank
of
you,
that is, you're good people who have come together. So of course, whatever you birth, your kids, your ventures, the things that you do, are going to be good as well. So we thank you for being such great models for us who are aspiring to get to that 27-year mark.
thank you, dear. Thank you.
So yeah, so we talked about like some of the things, COVID and new things that are happening. What specifically are like some of the services and stuff that you do? We know, you have the event hall, but what are some of the other things, service or products that you guys are offering or doing now?
Okay, so with the venue, we did the same thing that a lot of people had tapped into, which was part of our model anyway, which was streaming. So we did a ton of streaming events. Really, I was able to really target the artists and to um, and really begin to sit down and really structure why a lot of the artists was getting stuck and how to break through in the industry and utilizing streaming as a better platform for them and really like really dealing with that brand. Also, what I'm most proud of since COVID, and I think I shared it to Tori. I'm not sure. During COVID, I signed 5 MOUs with the Sierra Leone government for the development, and one particularly the development of all entertainment. So on this Tuesday, at my building at La Familia, President Bayo, the president of Sierra Leone, has sent Ambassador Ko to our building for our official MOU signing, which will kick off all entertainment, which is music, film, and sports, as well as investment. So my life literally has been shut down. I've been with the ambassadors. I've been having meetings literally almost daily about tying in. So this was a project that was created by my CEO in the late Elijah Cummings, for the development of our motherland using Sierra Leone, using Baltimore as the model. Well, God bless me that the mantle has been passed to me to replace the late Elijah Cummings for this project with Africa. So that's why I've been dealing with the President Bayo, President Ambassador Ko, with the CEO, Bishop William Lockhart, as we've been putting these things together. So I think y'all seen, I'm not sure y'all seen the press release that we sent to ABC and Fox. We're doing a honestly, the Bible says that he would do exceedingly abundantly above you could even ask or think. I can't even I have no words for what God has done in this season. I thank God he's chosen me. I thank God that God has sought fit to target Baltimore, um, and to have the Sierra Leone government to have James Watkins, who is T-Boz's father, T-Boz from TLC. We have David Shoemaker. We have Daryl Pearson, Grammy-winning music producer. We got so many people that are involved to make Baltimore the next spot. And that is the reason why Ambassador Ko, and Ambassador Ko, he's the ambassador, but he's the biggest music artist in Sierra Leone. And they average on YouTube, they average like around 30 to 50 million views. So he's coming down to actually stamp what we're doing together in a ceremony that's going to be streamed to Sierra Leone, to the president, and to all of them of what we're doing in Baltimore. So I'm just honored.
Wow. Like when we say, okay, this is beyond big. I mean, literally beyond making big moves. It is definitely an example of Black enterprise. I mean, so many things like we're conscious. I mean, as you work with us, Tori and I, but a lot of times we allow God to speak to say, what are we going to talk about this month? What is the theme? Like, we don't just, we just want to do this, that we don't operate in that way. And so, to hear and, having this idea to do these things, to talk about like those making moves and, and then talking about Black enterprise and how that's coming together, and hearing, what you're saying, like it was beyond, like we saw, Facebook posts, and we, you see some things here and there, but to hear you talk about it. And so we have friends, like my best friend, my soror, my line sister is from Sierra Leone. Yeah. So, it's like just to hear that, like I probably my cheeks got red because I feel like I got all warm. Like,
Mm.
like just to
Wow.
hear those things and know the connections that we have and friends that we have that are originally from there that, have lived in Maryland or, raised partially here in Maryland. That is just awesome. So I just can't wait to like, hey, you guys got to watch this. So
Thank
wow,
you.
it's amazing. I
Thank
mean, truly amazing. And so it's like you kind of answer like some of the things like how has your work and business changed over the last year? It sounds like it has changed a lot as far as the opportunity is concerned. So, I mean, goodness gracious, what else is there that's happening?
Well,
Yeah.
my 5 MOUs are with agriculture, it's with mining and minerals, it's with housing, and it's with technology. So we have a guy named Trace is on our team. He was one of the original. He was one of the original tech guys for IBM. So he's heading literally all of our tech stuff. We created a platform called ACE, which is the African American Exchange. Um, that's going to that is our centerpiece. That's going to that we send out to everybody. Where um, in Africa, um, literally all of our natural resources from gold to diamonds and everything comes from our motherland. And really they have been taken advantage of by the world. And if people don't know the background of Sierra Leone, um, the French went to down south, and they offered the slave owners to buy their slaves from them. And then they offered the slaves, if they would fight in the French war with them, that they would give them their freedom. Um, so the so the slaves fought in the French war, and then after the war was over, they sent them to Sierra Leone. So the capital of Sierra Leone is Freetown. Um, so they follow us. They follow Black America um, um, diligently because they call us their kindred family. So the reasons how we got in here, while the CEO and Elijah Cummings got in there, was they really asked that their kindred family come and help them. So I don't know if you've seen like through Joe Biden and them, they have done a ton of things. They've been doing a ton of things with Sierra Leone. It's just so happened that God allowed me to be straight in the midst of all these things breaking off. So so yes, it's a ton of things, and I'm flowing all this through our entertainment. So again, the signing is going to be at La Familia. Um, I actually had 3 companies. I had X Global Entertainment. Then I had Madomos Film, which I named after my dad, that I'm doing on the film side. And then I had Janitex Worldwide, which is my corporate company. So my MOUs is all with all 3 of those companies, all interlocking each other. So the housing piece, the mining piece, technology piece is being flowed through my Genitex Worldwide company. My Madomos Film piece is flowing through what we're doing with film, where we're the first ones, and what we're doing is unique. We're putting together the top actors in Sierra Leone, and we're putting projects together with the top actors in United States. So like we've already had conversations with people like Jamie Foxx and other ones. So we're putting like a Jamie Foxx with their top actor and merging them together, showing US and Africa as one in unity.
Wow.
Music wise, we're doing the same. We're putting their Beyonce with our Beyonce, and linking this through festivals and projects where that's going to bring exposure to the top African artists to
Mm-hmm.
United States, but then we're bringing the exposure of the American artists to
Mm-hmm.
our motherland. That um, you've seen artists that have traveled to Africa and done things in Africa, but there's never been a strategic plan of how to actually unify them opposed to just a single project.
That's
So
really good.
really to unify them and what this is going to do is going to be able to expose what is really going on in our motherland, and
Mm-hmm.
not the narrative that all the women are walking there with their breasts out with no clothes and we're all living in huts. It's not true.
Most
um,
certainly.
but that's the narrative that was told to us about our motherland. So this is going to help educate us with what's really going on. And I don't know if people know, but January 1st, USA and Africa became partners in export and import. It
Mm-hmm.
just happened at the beginning of this year. Most people don't even know that. So what's happening is to be able to bring products and to be able to set businesses up over there. They have literally made it easy for us to do this, and everything that we're doing is running through Congress as well as the U.S. Embassy. So when people talk about Africa in business, the first thing they think about is fraud. Well,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
no, well, this is not. Well, if you don't want to deal with the U.S. Embassy, then I don't know what to tell you.
Right,
You know?
right. And
So,
I love that because we're talking about enterprise. You hear so many hashtag, goals and black business and boss babes because you were able to push your product and reach 20 people. So now you're a boss babe and you're building an enterprise, but we don't learn how to really build something that is not only going to have a lasting residual benefit for ourselves in a monetary way, but it's also going to bless our generations to come and bless the world that we're currently living in to add value to the space that we're currently dominating. And people think that enterprise is how much I can build myself. That's not enterprising. What you have done, what your team has done is the epitome, it's the blueprint of not only successful entrepreneurship, successful enterprise, collaboration, international business. I'm hoping anyone that's listening and watching this will not only subscribe to the Connected Corner and follow and get connected, but follow and get connected to Stevie Johnson so that they can learn something that could really be used to benefit their business, but also give us a global view of how to get off the block. It's not just only about Baltimore. There's like we say, state, local, and global. It's so much bigger. It's so much bigger. So I'm just empowered and encouraged by what you have shared. There's a couple of little things we do want to maybe touch on that you can help somebody else, come over. Over the last year, 2 years with the pandemic and even change in the federal government, the leadership, tell us one challenge that you may have encountered and how you overcame it and what you learned from it.
ask that one more time. I'm just trying to get the gist of what you're asking.
Yep. So tell us about a challenge that you encountered, how you overcame it, and what you learned from it.
Got you. During the pandemic and in many areas of my life, many doors were closed for me, and I questioned myself. I questioned if what I was doing was the right way. Having a family and having a wife and being a visionary and um, um, in business, it was not an issue for me knowing how to make money. I knew how to make money. I didn't know how to make money in the area of my God-given gifts. So I was trying to figure out how do I survive and try to still fulfill the mandate and the calling that God had in my life. And I knew he wanted me to do both. I just didn't know how to do it. And the challenge was that every door that I went to, it seemed like it was being closed. Yes, I went through a small depression. Yes, I wanted to give up. To be honest with you, I probably want to give up daily. And my life is filled of roller coasters. So I get a stupid phone call. I'm like, you know what? I don't even feel like dealing with this right now. And then 5 minutes later, I get another phone call, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is great, and I'm celebrating. It's just it's part of the process of life. In the scriptures, I never really believed that God never wanted us to be so comfortable in earth that we were not looking for the real goal, which was to go home and be with the Father face to face. Life is designed to have good days, and life is designed to have challenging days. So what I came to realize in my life that, and you hear it, I've heard it 100 times, but I actually experienced this, that the doors were closed. It was because in my life, God wanted me to open up my own doors. So I had to, so the key for me was not giving up. If I don't give up and keep on moving, I have given God the ability to direct my path. But I had to keep on moving. Then God just says, turn left. If I'm not listening to him, he just sends the wind and my body just turns. And I don't even know why I'm going this way, because I'm like, I'm trying to go over here, but the wind is pushing me over there. God says, I'm sending you over here. So I think for me, that's one of the things where it really taught me was stop always trying to get onto someone else's platform. Maybe.
Yeah, you got to build your own.
Build your own.
That's right. I mean, that just touched so many things. That touched, what to do when you feel burned out, what to do when you feel unmotivated. That's advice that you could give someone who wants to pursue a career like yours. I mean, that's just monumental. And something you said earlier about Africa and how we depict Africa. I literally spoke to one of my mentees today about just where she is in her mental. And I'm going to give you this analogy. Black Americans have been brainwashed, no different than a child would be brainwashed in a custody battle. If you see a child who the mom or dad is saying he left or she left, they didn't want you, you're not good enough for that place. That's how it started. The same struggle that child would have to reconnect to that parent after being told that they were abandoned and there's nothing left there for you is the same struggle that Black Americans have today, seeing Africa as our motherland. And you hear people consistently say, I ain't African, I'm not from Africa, that's not where I want to go, because we have been convinced that we are not from there, it's not for us. We're not enough. It's not enough for us. And the reason behind that is to keep us from the resources. The reason for that is to keep us from experiencing the wealthiest land in the world. Absolutely. And so we have to reprogram even how we think about Africa and life and our motherland and our heritage, because right now many of us are brainwashed and we're living in a horrible custody war where we're choosing the wrong parent. So I'm gonna put it that way. And I know we're coming to time. I know, Kiana, I'm going to toss it back to you. We have, I think, 1 or 2 additional questions. And this has been so good. I was talking
Tori, Tori, can I just elaborate a little bit what you just said?
Sure.
So in my Zoom meetings with their government and some of the other ones, in our meetings that we're having, um, I didn't know anything about my motherland. I didn't. It was an opportunity that I felt God pulling me to, but I didn't know anything. In some of our meetings, the focus shifted. And one of the things that they shared that kind of like dittos what you just said, they one of the questions they asked me was, um, many people in United States, when they see Africans come over here, they think that the Africans look down at you. And I was like, I mean, yeah, I'm be honest with you, my experience, that's a lot that I saw. And what they told me was, it is not true, but we understand why you think that. And they said, well, do you know why? And I said, no. They said, well, first of all, if you understand what went on during slavery, when the Europeans went over to Africa, they did not want a black. They wanted their best. They wanted the strongest. They wanted the fastest. Who built that pyramid? Okay, we want that person right there that built this. So they said, so regardless if you agree with it or not agree with it, they said they came over here, they come over here and they looking at how some of the blacks are living now. And they're like, if you only knew who your forefathers were, every black in United States forefather was the best. They were the best. They said that's the reason why you see basketball players that are 7 feet tall with a 40-inch vertical. They said you were the best. But then they said something that I never thought about. They said, let me tell you in Africa what they said about you. They said that the only thing that they show in Africa about Black America are athletes and singers living in mansions, driving Maserati cars, living the life. So they said in Africa, what we heard was your kindred family, because they see us as our kindred family. Your kindred family is in United States living the dream, and they don't care about our struggle. He said, and that was so when they do come over here, they come over here with this thought process of y'all don't even care about us. We don't need you. He says, and for that purpose, because they don't want Black America to know the resources in Africa, and they didn't want African people to come and link up with Black America because they felt if they do, there's going to be a problem. And
well, they know that it is.
yes,
It most certainly will be a problem, and I've just seen all of that perpetuated through work, through life. Like I said, just my circle and my friends, and so having a conversation with just even one of my guy friends from Liberia and saying, connecting with me or becoming friends, and just kind of seeing how his thought process and mindset changed. Tori and I have a whole group of We Are Queens of women. It's more than 10 women, 8 to 10 women who are all from Liberia, Sierra Leone. And so, just kind of when you reach out and you start having the conversations and you mend the hurt, because that's what she said, the custody battle, and you're the stepchild and all of that stuff, they want to perpetuate that. I've seen it happen even in the workplace at one of the places here. I won't name the university, but I worked in an international department my last 8 years there. And when we have the international students are going back and forth, even talking, like when they would see, like, wait a minute, they're starting to like her, or just all of these different things where you start building those relationships. So all of what you said is absolutely true, and it's great that your team and just others are really breaking down that barrier to bring us all together, because we all, like you said, are kindred family. Okay, and so we have to start living that way. With all of the things that you're talking about, people are listening saying, how did he get there, and how you get connected, and all of these things. What are the best resources that have helped you along this path to get where you are. Because I'm sure it seems far-fetched to some that you have this connection and these MOUs in place, which, I love the fact, we've had the MOUs discussions in the past. So, that made me feel real good that you have those in place. But what are some of the resources that have helped you to get here?
Um, um, I was with Daryl Pearson, who's a Grammy-winning producer, and he's worked with the late Michael Jackson to Madonna. He did Beyonce's "Grown Woman," Drake, Sam Smith. He's just a incredible. He's a sought-after music producer, and I asked him one time, "How did you?" Tell me, how did you become so successful as a producer? And he said, very simple. He says, I put myself in the middle of success. He says,
Mm,
so if I have someone that's successful in front of me and someone successful behind me, the only way that they can bypass me is to either jump over me or go around me. He says, but they have to come my way some way, somehow. Um,
wow.
my entertainment venue allows me to grab artists and people of the arts without me having to seek out talent. I have something that they all need, which is a venue.
Mhm.
So, um, so there's not too many things that happen. There's not too many serious situations that happen in Baltimore, in the arts, that I haven't had a whiff of some way, somehow. It's coming my way. Even if I'm not a part of it,
Mhm.
um, I'm hearing something about what's going on or how to move, and maybe if it's an after party, maybe a lot of times it's maybe just a connection. Like, hey, listen, I got somebody coming in town. Let's chop it up. So
Right.
that's how I got with television. So it was the same
Right.
way. You have to put yourself in the middle of success. So if you're in fashion and you have a fashion business, well, then what do you do to make them come to you other than just your product? You have to position yourself so that people that you want come to you without, because nobody knows everybody.
Right.
So there's no way you can get on your phone and call everybody about what you're doing. It's impossible. So what what have you positioned yourself to become that magnet? And that's what I recommend to people in business, period.
That's great advice. That is awesome. Put yourself in the middle of success. I'm, even envisioning that what you're saying is absolutely great advice. We definitely want our listeners, for those, again, this is news and resources you can actually use. And so, gleaning from what our brother Stevie has talked to us tonight, talking to us, letting us know those things, put yourself in the middle of success, is definitely some great advice that we could follow regardless of the industry or what it is that we're doing. So we appreciate this time. I mean, just such
Thank
wonderful
you.
and great things.
Thank you.
We are excited and glad to be connected to you. We want you all, the listeners, our viewers, to get connected to us. And so you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're watching from Facebook, go over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so that you're notified when we go live, when we're airing such great content like this, and listening to people who are building and growing, not just, not just here in Baltimore, but globally. And so tell us where we can find you, just, Facebook, social media. Give us those links really quickly.
Yeah, on Facebook, you can go to Stephen Johnson, Stephen. It's my Facebook. You can go to my business page, La Familiar Arts Studios. Also on IG, you can go to Stevie Franchise Johnson, or you can go to La Familiar as well on IG as well.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. We are so glad to
Mhm.
have
Thank
you with
you.
us. We
Mhm.
appreciate it.
Mhm.
And we just continue to just stay connected. So my beautiful co-host, Tori, tell us where we can find you.
So you guys can find me on all social media platforms as Tori Rose the Connector, or in my personal page as Tori Rose. Thank you.
Yay. All righty. And this is your girl, Kiana B. And I am on social media all over as Kiana B. Jones. Stay connected with us. Stay connected with the Connected Corner. Make sure you follow and subscribe to our pages. This has been a great night. We want to hand clap and thank Stevie Johnson again for being with us. And God bless. Good
See
Ciao,
night.
y'all.
ladies. All right.